When the morning bell rings at Rocklin Unified Schools tomorrow, not all seats will be filled. Hundreds of parents planning to keep their kids at home. It's part of a district-wide sit-out that could cost the school system thousands of dollars.
We feel our parent rights were completely taken. There was no options for us.
Parents like Lindsay Metcalf are signing up to sit out.
There's a sit-out plan for Friday,
to protest the district's decision to approve a new inclusive curriculum at elementary schools. It will include textbooks that identify historical figures as LGBTQ.
So it was too much too soon, not age appropriate for second grade.
All three of Metcalf's kids go here to Rocklin Elementary School. She says these books are not age appropriate and should be introduced when they're older, in 6th grade.
When you want to say someone is a lesbian and my second grader raises their hand and they say, "What's a lesbian?" You've now taken my right to have that conversation in my home, and a teacher is defining it.
Metcalf isn't shutting those books to her kids forever, but she doesn't want them opening them now. The district's deputy superintendent says they're listening.
And sometimes there's a difference between listening and at the end of the day a decision being made.
Though the new curriculum passed by a narrow 3-2 vote, Dr. Kathleen Pons says educators' goal is to be inclusive.
We are not prepared to teach human sexuality. We really are wanting to teach the contributions of the many different groups in history, people of color, handicapped people, and people who identify as LGBTQ.
Some parents hope this isn't the final chapter.
To give us our parent rights back through an opt-out option so that we have a choice to determine when sensitive topics are introduced to our children.
Otherwise, Metcalf says this could be the end for her family staying in the district. In Rocklin, Marley Martinez, KCRA 3 News.
So why did this group of moms in the Rocklin School District pull their kids out of school today over a decision to teach kids about the contributions of the lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender persons in history? Well, it's because the instruction starts in the 2nd grade.
We're not against the curriculum for above our 5th graders. It's only for the age inappropriate children, where the research states they are developmentally not developed to handle such in-depth world sexual view.
I'm going to have a 2nd grader next year, and if these topics were to come up and a 2nd grader raises their hand, that conversation is going to be had that I would like to have at home.
Those points were made at a contentious school board meeting on Wednesday, which heard from parents and those who felt current history implies that heterosexual relationships should be the norm.
We cannot erase history, but merely do our best to accurately portray it.
The board's vote to include the new curriculum caused up to 700 kids, according to one parent survey, to stay at home.
We as parents do indeed have parental rights when it comes to our children's education. We were told at the board meeting on Wednesday that we do not.
Several of these moms didn't want to use their names because they were getting trolled on social media for their stance, even though 1,300 parents signed a petition against the ruling. Meanwhile, the school district says they will listen to parents on how to implement the curriculum.
We truly do want to engage with parents as we continue over the next year about the how and how that will be implemented.